Alright. Hello everybody, Wallaby Mage is back once again. Get out of here, world chat. Okay, so last time... World Star. Okay, last time we were walking through a haunted forest, or our party was walking through a haunted forest, guiding the Archmage and his 6 merry dancing orcs to a small village to meet with somebody named Corbin, right? Was his name?
Yeah.
My notes are correct. Sometimes my notes aren't correct on account of reasons. And when you guys met Corbin, he was like, if you kill this lady, I'll take you through the secret passage one last time. And upon further inspection, it seems like people think the lady is okay.
Where the hell is
the witch
Shaman's
lady
character? I don't see him
I
anywhere.
probably pitched it off the table at some point, and it's hard to say.
No, but he'd be somewhere.
This is not the setup we had going before, but hell, if I'm gonna load it again.
Are the orcs still in sniper positions in the village?
No.
The village has been removed. The village has been removed.
I didn't remove it. I just loaded the one set up.
It's off to the side.
I loaded the village. I loaded the episode before the village. I'm sorry. And I apologize to the audience too, who started up and were like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Poor Carillion look different. I don't like it.
Your poor Carillion? Carillion's the worst character anyway, Sean.
Carillion's the best character. Shut the fuck up. I will fight you.
Carillion literally just talks shit.
I don't care.
And has, like, the cheatiest weapon. She has a fucking weapon that gives her aimbot.
I don't care. She's still the best.
I always wondered why the other Carillions were doing so well. No, they had a bow that did the work for them. They fire and it just gets headshots automatically. Here I am, my freaking, what's his name? The witch hunter, Victor Saltspire, getting headshots with my fucking inaccurate as hell pistols. And feeling
if you don't use that bow, you gotta have some skill to hit headshots as Carillion, so...
I've never seen anyone not use that bow and get a billion headshots, though.
So damaging.
And I've seen a lot of people run around with daggers. And for I've known a couple that did really well at it, but most people I see just run into it with their daggers and die. And then
I do pretty well at it, usually. Most of the time.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk, Sean. We'll get into an argument about it some other time. I
admit there's sometimes I fuck up pretty bad. But when we were on the streak of me playing a lot, I did pretty damn good.
I just remember the one time I was trying to get through a level, and like everyone kept telling this fucking Carillion, just don't. Stand back. It's okay. No one's judging you here. Just don't. You're causing us problems by being dead.
I timed out the server, piece of shit.
Yeah, boy. Okay, so you're hanging around in this village. There is a well, so I guess I'll move the well where it is. Boop. I don't remember exactly what you guys are in the middle of doing. Nobody does. I could look it up and it'll take like seconds, but I'm not going to do it.
We were again trying to get the guy to take us through the
we stopped talking with Zinger.
I insinuated that he was mad at the witches because he wasn't picked to procreate with, and then he got pissed at me.
That sounds like something you would do.
Oh, and yeah, that's right.
I showed him the amulet and he got pissed.
That's right. He totally has a grudge against you, Dad Frank. Clementine will remember that one, Dad Frank.
Not a grudge. He just I insinuated that his son died. What was it? Because of Snoo Snoo.
Dwarf.
Yeah.
He was a dwarf, wasn't he? Yes, he was.
Yeah, Corbin's a dwarf.
Hopefully they both are.
I don't know. He could have had a halfling.
What problem do you have with interracial couples, Mike? What problem do you got with interracial couples, Mike?
Nothing, but if the father is a dwarf, then hopefully the son is a dwarf, given that there are no dwarven half races. Actually, there probably are. Weird. Anyway.
Then what the fuck is a halfling if it ain't goddamn piece of shit half race?
Some race of humans, according to Tolkien.
They're
And Tolkien is
chode.
God, therefore.
They're a fucking chode, is what they are.
Where is Sean?
They're literally the
I can't
chode of
find it.
humans. I think last I saw was on the roof. I'm not on the roof. Amazing.
No, I had to rearrange it.
Yeah, we literally loaded a different map, and Dad Frank's been putting it together. I have no idea where your character is, Sean. You're gonna have to deal with it.
I found
I
Fluffy.
stand corrected. There are half-dwarves.
Is it
I found the
homebrew or?
That
Capradima.
is all.
Can there be a half dwarf, half giant? And are they just regular sized people?
Am I in the
I
circle?
think that might be where trolls come from, actually.
That's awesome.
I found Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I'm gonna search for you.
Okay. Anyway, y'all are standing in the haunted village. They sort of have thrown a small.
What is it haunted?
They've had like a little hoedown in the great hall, and the Archmage and his orcs went over there to go check it out. He encouraged
I
you
probably
to.
know what save file this is.
You said
I
that
know
really
where I
honest.
I know where I am.
Now I'm
You
just
dickhead.
Yeah.
really motivated to find him and like.
Okay, I'm not in that bag. I'm in one of the bags.
No.
Because Walter's a dickhead. And put me in one of the bags.
Yeah, I'm actually searching bags too, just not finding.
Okay, I'm not in
Okay.
that one. I'll find myself. You just go do whatever.
All right,
I'll
I'm
find
sorry.
myself.
So that leaves the ball in you guys' court. I know we just sat around and basically did the essentially nothing for the first 6 minutes of the thing, but that's where we're at, guys. The adventure is.
Wow.
That is not a
Also,
moose.
for new viewers, even though that's incredibly unlikely that anybody new will ever watch me. Val, the Dragonkin,
I found myself. Piece of shit.
Illyria, the slutty assassin, and Ravel, the elf
Grandma.
warrior. Also, Illyria is a drow. That's who Sean is Illyria.
I found myself.
Aravel is Mike Robb, the sort of the leader
Hi.
and the warrior. Val
Wait, what?
Kilmer is a Samoan bodybuilder mage, basically. So
Yeah, that's true.
these orcs are not taking battle positions.
Where did
Yes,
that
they
orc
are.
They
go?
are absolutely taking positions.
One of them just disappeared. I picked him up and he just flew.
But anyway, like I said,
There you
balls
go.
in your guys' court. What you guys want to do next? You're kind of like in transition right now
He's
to
dancing.
whatever you want to do.
Dancing.
We
dance,
are
dancing.
going to go off and talk to the hedge witch and probably not kill her.
Okay.
But that is what we are doing.
I say probably not.
Probably not kill her. I
So-
will be disappointed in us if we have to kill her.
Yeah.
Where did Val
So
Kilmer go?
geographically-
Not
Probably-
surprised. But
Okay, so geographically, there's the circle of buildings in a clear space with a large building sort of on one side. That's the village.
Stop throwing them all over the
not-
place, goddammit.
Yeah, not far over here is a clear, and you can see a dark structure inside of it. Dark stone-looking structure, sort of through the trees. And the witch, lives somewhere not far through the forest, like over here.
Somewhere in the Pinos.
Somewhere in the Pinos. Sounds about right.
Pinos.
There you go.
So we are going to the witches.
Okay.
We're off to
Um,
see the wizard, the wonderful wizard,
Illyria-
the hedge.
Sorry. Aravel gathers up all them bitches, and
all the children. Come with me now.
you're
Come
right.
along.
Oh, goodbye.
Come along,
Work to be done.
children.
Oh, I'm going back to the bar.
Come here,
get
here,
your-
young lady.
Get your ass over here.
Come with us.
I can't stop you if you want to go back to the bar, Sean, but you might miss some cool
I
shit.
can and will stop you if you go back to the bar, young woman.
Give you a spanking with your sword. Sword of uber spanking.
Well, she does love to fucking punch people in the face with a sword. Not
Alright.
slash at people, just punch them in the face.
That's what swords are for. That's how they work.
You make your way. You make your way through the forest. It's not very far. It's like a couple minutes of walking. You know, just outside of the village. You're told to look for a clearing. There'll be a large tree next to a small house, and probably a pit fire going somewhere like in the middle of the clearing. Yeah. You go, you find the clearing. Immediately ahead of you is a clear space. You can see a large fire sort of licking the sky through the trees, and you know it's like right through that trees right there. Do you just like walk in like all hello neighbor, or do you like creep in all hello
from
neighbor?
the other side.
The first one.
All
Hello,
right.
I'm not
neighbor.
creeping. I don't
as-
think we say hello
Should be
neighbor, but
My neighbor.
You approach, and you enter the clearing.
Bitch.
In front of you is exactly as is described. A small house, log cabin style, a big old oaky tree, and like there's a pit with a blazing flame. Let me see. I think there might have been a cauldron next to the pit. Check my notes. Let me check my notes. It's very important. If there's a cauldron, yeah, you might drown one another in it. That'd be fun. If I tell you,
make some dragon soup.
yeah, if I tell you there's a cauldron, could you please drown each other in it? What is that?
Val, you're going in the soup.
Oh, there is a
Making some dragon
cauldron.
soup.
Also, there's a
I'm making some dragon soup.
what?
Also, there's a what? You chopped off in the middle.
no,
there.
no. You don't understand. You don't understand. The fuck is it? The fuck is a gut run?
I don't know.
Name?
It's what I have. This structure. It's the house, but I have on the house. I have witch's gut run. No, really, that's what I have written by it.
Okay.
Is this some sort of hovel?
Maybe I meant to write cabin, but it's gut run. There's no other word that this could be. The U's are clear. The G is clear. The R is on the right side. There's an R. I did not write Rich's cabin with an R and two U's and a G.
All right.
And a D.
Well, maybe you had a small stroke there.
I clearly did.
I want you to raise
What's a
both of
gut
your
run?
arms to eye level.
Just Google it. Google gut run.
It's a name. That's all you're gonna get.
I know what I'm gonna call my firstborn. Anyway, you see across
That's
the
a terrible name.
you see
No.
across the clearing.
This is my daughter, gut run.
The witch's log gut run, and there is a cauldron boiling next to the flaming pit. It's not
Dragon
on the flaming
soup.
pit. It's just boiling.
Is she outside? Or is she in sight?
Cooking some dragon soup.
You don't see her.
Some Durgan. You damn Durgan.
I approach the house and knock on the door once I reach it.
No one answers, but you hear a voice chanting from somewhere within.
Is this good chanting or bad chanting?
I mean, it's up to you. It's not like it's not one of those. It's like chanting in like Latin or something.
Oh, okay.
Not actually Latin, but it's Latin to you, you know.
Oh, all right. Well, it's all Greek to me.
I hate it when people say that. They never get the reference right. It is essentially saying that you're fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the joke. That was the joke. Like I've heard so many people say, "Oh, it's Greek to me," and it just means I don't know. But that's not just what it means. Like the guy is like the scene. The guy is literally in a conversation where the guy literally is speaking his own language, and he's like, "Oh, it was Greek to me." Or whatever. Never mind. Yeah, I'm sorry. Little rant. Way off topic. You hear chanting. You hear chanting from within. Dramatic music.
That was the sound of her sacrificial squirrel dying.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the vampires.
What?
Is it the vampires though?
Maybe.
Well, the ball is in y'all's court. The ball is in y'all's court. You guys gotta do the thing, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what else I could say. You know, you're outside of the house. Just chanting.
We're trying to take the ball, but you're interrupting every 5 seconds.
Go ahead. I'm
It makes
sorry.
it hard.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I knock again and call out, "Hello?"
Sup, bitch?
Okay, once again, there is no response. It is almost as though the person inside were in the middle of some sort of magical ritual.
Val, do you
kick the
recognize
door
this?
down.
No, don't tear the door down yet.
No, kick the
Do you
door
recognize the ritual?
Gonna do an Arcana check because maybe I do. Again, I'm not that kind of magic, but yeah.
Bitch, go do your magic thing.
All right,
You're
17
the kind of magic that has no idea what it's
17.
doing.
plus I don't know, whatever.
The magic
I
is
got
alien to
something.
you. The magic is alien to you, but you're certain that it's some sort of. You're certain that the spell is some sort of warding spell. Chances
How-
are. What?
Never
Go
mind.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, if it's alien to me, why would I know what kind of
It's
alien?
alien
it
to
is?
you, but you're familiar with the structure of whatever.
Okay, fine.
So- Sorry, dude.
Here, I found a better campfire.
That's the hard.
Put the orcs back.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. So do we just want to sit here and wait for her to finish? Any
You
idea how
could.
long it'll take, Val?
That's pretty fine.
I mean, if she's trying to ward from us, yeah,
Theoretically
She
indefinitely.
has good instincts.
yes, that would probably be problematic for us. So,
Kick the
Busted.
door down.
bust the door down.
Don't kick the door down yet. I'm gonna look around the outside of the Gudrun and see if I can see anything, if there's any windows that I can see inside, if there's anything interesting in the yard, that kind of thing. Like walk around it, that is.
Okay, you look within. The house within has a hearth and some stairs leading down into the basement that you can see from the main room. It's sort of like an eating dining room type of situation. Just as you walk in, the fire in the hearth is dancing strangely. Like it literally looks like it's doing a little dance, like a little happy dance, you know.
Witchcraft.
Yeah.
It's Calcifer.
Oh wow, what a
What?
reference! It's Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's
Yes.
Moving Castle. I've read the books.
Oh,
I've never actually
right,
seen
right.
the anime or whatever.
Okay.
It's a movie. It's just a.
It's a book too. The book is amazing.
I know, but I mean, like.
All right, getting off topic.
You mentioned Calcifer, Jack.
Yes. Yes,
Alright,
I heard her
continue-
name. What do you want?
Continue your search. Like, can we get in?
Yeah,
Like,
is there anything else around the outside of the house? Are there any windows
Can we just
other
break
than
the
that
door
one that I can
down?
look into?
Jesus, break the door down, Aravel. Bored.
Aside from the full size window that you're looking through and the one immediately next to it, there are no more windows looking into this particular room.
What is this window made
no,
of? Glass or
It's
empty?
just glass and bars.
I think she'd rather the door be broken down than the windows.
Probably the door than the window, yeah. Probably.
I'm going to attempt to pry it off its hinges.
I'm gonna yell out. I start to say something and then kind of falter and pause and as he breaks the door.
I got a 19 plus whatever.
All right, yeah, you rip that door off its hinges.
Hello.
It makes a really loud noise, and the person in the cellar below falters and then continues with the chanting in the basement. It's one person chanting, by the way. I don't know if I made that clear. It's like one person repeating a chant.
We are just being the worst home invaders today.
You notice that the flames in both the hearth and in the fire pit outside have sort of intensified a little bit. They seem like they might be a little more intense than they were.
I approach Senor Witch Lady.
Okay, you don't see the witch lady, but her voice is coming from the basement. So
I go
assuming
searching for Senor Witch Lady.
Okay. You follow the voice down the set of stairs into the basement. Ooh! You come across... Oh, well, I froze for a second. You come across a large open room. It's a little bit bigger than the house. Actually, it's a good bit bigger than the house. But in the middle, there is another pit fire of sorts. Only it is fucking enormous. In front of it is sort of an oldish lady, you know, just dressed like a witch, pretty fucking much. And yeah, just sort of chanting as the fire grows and licks the ceiling and dances around.
That is a bad way to set a fire, man.
Okay.
Well, she's a witch, not an outdoorsman.
All right. Yeah, Val and Averell, what do you guys do?
Look on, I guess. If she hasn't noticed us yet, it's probably dangerous to interrupt.
If you guys headed, I was sort of just wondering if you guys headed downstairs or just looked around upstairs.
We're following her downstairs. Yes.
Since you tore the door off of the hinges.
Before I go downstairs, I try to put the door back in place and arrange it so that it looks right and kind of pat it gently before I move in.
As you do so, you notice that no lock was affixed to the door.
I don't care. My hands are my keys.
I love how you had someone who could have pickpocketed a lock.
No, I ripped it off the hinge.
Let's have the sorcerer rip the door off its hinges. That's the most efficient way to enter a situation.
I mean, the sorcerer is better at ripping doors off of hinges than the thief is at picking locks. So it was a reasonable use of resources.
Yes.
The chanting goes on for about 10 minutes. Toward the climax of her series of chants, the flame sputters and just like envelops the room. You're washed with a wave of heat, and it sort of like washes over the witch lady. And a moment later, the flame has subsided to like a low burning fire. She takes a couple of deep breaths, turns around, and sort of just crosses her arms and looks at you. Her clothes are mostly red. She's an older lady. Just crossing her arms, all robed in witchy-like, looking at you with, like, a not very happy look on her face. Like, not even speaking. Like, you sense that someone may or may not be really mad that you tore her door off her hinges.
She doesn't know that.
I mean, either that or else you just burst through the wall.
She's gonna find out about it.
It was loud. She probably knows. It wasn't. We're not subtle.
Well, she heard something go crack. So, she's silent, but she's looking at you, visibly. She raises an eyebrow.
I look back awkwardly.
Sorry about the door.
Are you though?
Hi, lady.
Are you really sorry?
What did you do to my door?
Shut up.
Nothing.
Shut up.
It is exactly the way we found it.
The angst intensifies. She sighs and asks, "What do you want?"
Like 3 damn times and yelled out for you.
The polite way of saying it is we came to investigate you since somebody tried to hire us to kill you.
Her eyebrow, her other eyebrow goes up.
I said polite.
What's the impolite way?
I didn't say we took it.
She says, "So somebody hired you to kill me."
Somebody attempted to hire us to kill you.
You guys are new at this.
Pay us though.
You guys are new at this, aren't you? They didn't offer to pay you? That's unusual for killers.
I know, right? I was very offended. It was very rude.
She asked if you'd like to go upstairs and have some tea. While she decides whether or not to punish you for wrecking her house.
Tea would be lovely.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. She takes you upstairs. Puts a tea on the fire and heats up some tea. You all sit around the thick oaken table. She eyes the door and then, sort of like one by one, looks at Illyria, nah. Looks at Aravel, nah. Looks at the Dragonkin, and determines the guilt.
Excuse me, professional fighter, right here. I'm. You know it wasn't me. I'm offended. Hulking.
I believe you could rip a door off its hinges.
Thank you, Val.
So, who is it who's after my head now?
Jackass dwarf.
It's really a long, complicated story.
It really isn't.
Something to the effect of this guy's son got in deep with witch Cullen, and he blames all witches.
Not a Cullen.
Cullen.
You mean Corbin's? You mean Corbin's lad? He ran away with my sister many years back. They have not.
Yeah, he kind of blames you because he found out his son may have been killed.
You told him that.
Yeah, we kind of found their ghosts.
She looks at you with an eyebrow raised. That's an interesting story from people who came here telling me they were going to kill me.
Yeah.
Technically, we didn't say we were going to. We just said a man tried to hire us to, but didn't pay us to.
Your sister, I believe it was, may have gave me this locket, and I show her the locket.
She holds it up. She sort of seems really sad and has a little bit of emotions. And says, "It is my sister's. After all these years, I never thought I would see it again."
Yeah, we found it in the temple of some crazy cult.
She's not listening to you. She opens it up and pulls hers out, opens it up.
He killed
very
the god.
very teary, very sad.
It was cool.
I one-shot that bitch.
Yeah. We're very respectful.
She asks, why? What brings you? She sort of snaps back into focus and looks at you all. So, what brings you here? You're clearly some sort of amateur adventurers. What brings you to the haunted forest? This particular neck. They haven't been taking adventurers into the forest from this point for years.
We're trying to get into, where was it again? Like Turkestan or something?
That sounds right, yeah. Either that or Skellige.
It's Tyaskeg, but the actual nation you're trying to say is Turkmenistan, I believe.
No, I knew it wasn't that.
Turkestan and Turkmenistan are both nations.
Skellige
is not.
Whatever.
Something Russian-y. Something Russian-y.
Russian
Neither Turkestan nor Turkmenistan are Russian.
No, but it sounds like it.
Anyway, that was all in character, by the way. Yeah. Sorry. A jackass hired us to take him to a dungeon near Tyaskeg. We came looking for a guide. Corbin's the only guide. He's not willing to take us unless we kill you. That's the end of that story. I don't want to kill you. Worst comes to worst, I'll just drop the pact, but I wanted to talk to you first to see what there is to see.
I don't suppose you know a secret passage?
That would be optimal.
She's thinking, sort of looking at the ceiling. So, who is it? Who is this fellow who's hired you to go into the haunted forest?
He's a
Many
jackass.
seek.
Oh, sorry, go on. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay, dearie. Many seek fame and fortune within, but it's been a while since any large group of people has excurged in. Usually it's bands of adventurers, and they only come in a handful at a time.
Some crazy guy named Rao.
He's a jackass. I've made a point of not learning his name.
With a bunch
he has a bunch of orc friends, though, and they're pretty cool.
Half-orcs?
Half-orcs, yeah. They're pretty cool dudes. Says he's an alchemist.
How many half-orcs?
6, I believe.
Alright. She steps up, says, "Hold on a second." She pours you some tea and goes in the other room and starts fishing around. She walks up a set of stairs. You hear some stomping feet, the sound of like something really big falling, and then you hear her come back down with sort of a notepad and pen, doing some calculations type of deal.
I sip the tea appreciatively.
Alright. She asks if Raoul has, she sort of does like one of the finger things, Raoul has told you what he's after in the heart of the haunted forest.
A wish.
Yeah, some kind of a wish granting something or other.
She says he probably seeks the lost treasure of the great mountain, or the old mountain, as many would call it. It is a grand peak lying at the heart of this forest. But know that this forest stirs with a great evil, growing stronger by the day, thirsting for the blood of those fools eager enough to wander into its maw. My order has been charged with maintaining the wards on this forest for years. One by one, my sisters died or left for greener pastures, but I remain to maintain the wards as best I can. They're not 100% effective, but they keep the forest from spreading too quickly.
I think we encountered some of those.
Well, those what? She says.
Dead things?
Some sort of specters attacked us two nights ago, while we were on our way here.
The wards of my magic rarely take the form of specters. However, the forest is filled with fallen adventurers. I'm sure any likenesses were coincidental.
I tried to hug one.
It was not effective. It was less effective than it sounds, in fact.
Love, it turns out, is not the ultimate weapon.
She finishes her scrawling.
It is, you're just not good at it.
She finishes her scrawling and pulls a tiny book out from the thing. I can send you on your way to the mountain and to Tyaskeg. The route has significantly less dangers than walking through the forest. I merely need some time to get the spell ready. I wonder if I might ask you a favor while I put things in order.
Well, we did break your door, so it's only fair that you can ask.
Shh, we didn't break anything.
Yes, we did.
The treasure.
You did.
The sentimental treasure you brought me is worth more than 1,000 broken doors. Though I don't know how I'm going to get that fixed. You tore the wood. Like, I'm going to have to get someone to take the rest of the frame out and put a new one in. I don't know if you've ever fixed a door, young dragonkin, but it can be very tedious when you've damaged the actual foundational part of the doorway.
You grew up in a barn.
Typically, don't use doors.
Perhaps next time you should try. You should try the knob. I know not everyone is accustomed, but doors typically come with an... Oh, I'm getting off track. Anyway,
He grew up in a barn. I'm from the forest. The other one's from the caves. None of us are good at doors.
not far from the village is a relic a reliquary of darkness, sort of a grim stupa containing dark energies. This anti-ward has plagued this village and my warding practices for years. If you were to unhinge the darkness within, you might make my task of creating potent and effective wards much easier.
Well, I mean, as you have seen, I'm good with hinges.
I have tried many times in the past. I have tried many times in the past to ply my trade and unwork the magic of this grim structure. But my magic is not enough. Perhaps one of your ilk might be knowledgeable in such a way as to be effective.
Val, just so we're clear, Val, before you say anything, she means remove an enchantment, not destroy a door. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You may continue.
Very well. You'd best be on your way before it gets dark. The
Technically,
powers...
we didn't answer.
Oh, very well. If you wish not, you can just sit around and drink tea.
Do you have anything you can tell us about this? This energy, what you've tried against it, what might work, what kind of dangers are to be found near it?
Mine is the ancient craft of the Sisterhood of Flame. We applied our magic against it many a time. But the sinister power is locked within a solid shell. The structure itself is not what emanates the evil, it's the dark relics within. We've been able to use our magic to infiltrate it.
What prevents you?
The structure is made of an old enchanted obsidian, with a puzzle lock on the door that changes for each person who lays eyes upon it. None of my sisters have ever managed to solve it.
Great.
Be warned, though, whatever lies within are dark and sinister relics. To be exposed to that which dwells within the forest can often incur mental side effects. Approach with caution.
Well, Val Kilmer's already insane, as you've seen.
We should be fine, yeah.
He is an odd fellow, but if anyone can get through the enchantments on this structure, it's him. I think you'll see why once you get there.
You just go more insane for us.
Is it flimsy and with weak hinges? Because that would be difficult for him.
I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not, dearie.
I'm guessing it has something to do with dragons. We tend to roam around a bunch.
With that said, can you give this sounds like something that we can attempt at least. Can you give us more precise directions to the spot?
It's in the clearing immediately to the north of the village. If you stand in the village, you'll be able to make out the outline of it through the trees. At least as long as it's light. Once it gets dark, it's kind of hard to see it. It's like a black building, so it gets pretty well camouflaged in the night. You can see it from the village. You can literally just walk through some trees and you're there.
Those are very easy directions. Thank you.
Yes, they were intended as such.
All right. Well, Illyria, Val, any objections? Any questions?
No.
Good.
Very well. Return.
We'll be back once we have news.
Return with your party at nightfall, and I shall have a way for you to progress to Tyus King. All right. You walk through the forest. As you walk through the forest, you notice that a sort of a silence has fallen over it. You notice the second time walking across the same trail that some strange mushrooms have sprouted up along the path. They're mixed colors, mostly they're yellow or grayish brown. You know.
Don't eat those.
Yeah, it's
Why not?
Pretty good idea.
Those are probably poison.
Ah.
I've tried them before. They're not good.
You're poison.
No, I'm lightning.
You're the of us who's at all poison.
Okay. As you find your way to the village, the festivities have died down, but the orcs and rower. I'm sorry, I can never. Are still up in the great hall talking to some of the elders of the village. Corbin is sitting on the sort of the front porch of the great hall with a beer in his hand, scowling at you as you walk past. You make your way to the clearing. You walk into a large clear space. On the ground around you, loads of tiny white flowers. And a fragrant scent is in the air. Before you is a sort of a stupa. It's a structure that people basically pray and put relics in, and then they fill with sand, and they put the relics in, and they fill the sand. This one is ornate, with sort of twisted brass dragon pillars along the sides. On the top of it, there's sort of an egg sculpture, sort of perched on top of it, in opposed to any traditional stupa type things. It is, aside from the brass dragons ordaining it, black as midnight. You're facing the arched entrance to the stupa, and on the front of it is some sort of circular brass plaque of some sort. And an inscription in Draconic.
Let me take a look.
The inscription reads, "That's not music you hear, it's the devil. That's not the sun in the sky, it's a human heart."
Alright, I relay this to the others so that way they know what it says.
Alright. As you read it, as you approach to read it, Dad Frank, you see the gruesome depiction on the brass plaque in front of you. Hold on, let me open up the puzzle page. The brass plaque, it depicts... Okay. Hold on a second. There is a... My apologies. Okay. So, it's sort of a depiction of a woodlands with a clear and beautiful sky, and it's a scene of a terrific beast. In his hands, he holds two hearts. One is sort of small, and the other one is twisted and abominable in nature, and sprouts a singular, darkened eye. Before him is a minstrel, sort of just looking at the gaping gap in his abdomen, sort of his chest, where, this beast just tore out his heart.
Okay.
The musician is holding
Clearly,
a lute.
We need to find a bard and sacrifice his heart to one of the devils. When's the last time one of us saw a bard?
Marshall nearly played as a bard gnoll. No, really.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, he had considered playing a gnoll. I'm really disappointed he didn't. Anyway, he's not even here, so
That would have been interesting.
It would have.
I don't know. All right, let me hear the riddle again.
Wait, that was a riddle?
All right. Above the plaque, it reads, "That's not music you hear, it is the devil. It's not the sun in the sky, it's a human heart."
Hmm.
And the inscription is of a demon-y figure tearing a minstrel's heart out.
Yeah, it's sort of a demonic creature. There's a clear, beautiful sky. Sun shining, cloud-free sky. There is a minstrel with his heart torn out, and there's a creature with 2 hearts in his hands. One is his own, and one is the minstrel's. What you get the sense of.
Sounds
This
like
as well,
we
the
have.
witch said, oh,
I was gonna say, it sounds like we have to have a rock off.
that's an idea. Do I see the same? Do I see the same shape? The witch mentions that it's different for everybody.
You currently seem the same shape. You get the sense that she might
Okay.
have meant that every time you approach the puzzle, it's a new puzzle.
Okay.
Again, want to skip this one?
Val, read the verse out loud in Draconic. Just say it if anything happens.
All right.
Dad Frank,
Right.
I'm aware that you don't actually know Draconic, but I fully expect you to butcher to make some facsimile of it and say it now. Oh wow, the Draconic's a really abbreviated language.
Yeah, I've heard worse.
Was also
well, that's not the sun is a single syllable because it's something that dragons have to say frequently.
Shabbat shalom.
No, cut it out.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Right. Does anything happen?
Nothing happens.
I didn't expect it to. I'm gonna start touching the images, like poking the hearts in the guy's chest and stuff, just seeing if anything happens, if there's any moving parts or lighty bits.
As you touch it, you see that all the different things that are sort of etched into it are actually loose moving parts. So the trees in the background, the sun, the characters, and the things that they have in their hands are all able to be pried off and put back on. Where there's sort of like a peg hole for them to get slid in. It doesn't fit right, but it's sort of like there to do if you wanted to.
Well, would this technically be considered broken? In this, I was gonna say in this form, I could use mending and it would reshape to its original.
I mean, it couldn't hurt to try. I don't. All right. I'm not a magician, but I'm not sure that's how it works. I take a step back away from the image. Get ready to duck.
All right, I use my cantrip mending.
I wince.
Okay. For a second, the shape of the door in front of you, the door lock and the structure in front of you stops being fluid. Through the veil, you feel a great and powerful presence. In your mind, an image of a dark, ebony, searing eye, like a blackened orb, just sort of piercing your soul. Roll a check for willpower.
A wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom save. Sorry.
Hold on. All right.
This is what is Val's wisdom? Is it
right. Drop it?
Not
Drop
as
it.
bad as I was afraid, actually.
Why are you hovering? Drop.
Oh.
There it goes. Finally. 18
Ooh.
plus. You said wisdom plus 2, so 21.
Okay. The presence of this darkness is somewhat familiar to you, Dad Frank. So you are resilient to it. Illyria, what about you?
Oh, I gotta make one save. And in process, I had to make a save too.
Yeah, you all do. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, it's peering into everybody's soul.
Okay. I got a 9.
Necrob, no.
Okay. What about you,
You're the
Sean?
one. You're the one sane one.
16 plus.
I am
fucking
not
whatever.
sane. I'm just more functional than the rest of you
Okay.
lunatics.
Sean,
I got a 15 total.
you're rattled, but you're sort of on the peripheral of its evil gaze. Mike Robb, you find your very being overwhelmed and fall into a fit of madness. Your charisma is now disadvantaged for
Okay.
a while until the next time you get like a long sleep or some shit.
Lightweight. First time he ever looked into the abyss.
I've
She
I flip him.
she looked into the abyss.
I flip him the
Okay.
bird.
Well, you just
Is
gotta
there bite
avoid
it?
that charisma.
You're currently rolling around on the ground.
And that's why
Okay.
I bit my finger.
The eye fades away. The eye
I
fades.
tried to flip you the bird. It didn't work.
The eye fades away.
Ow.
The eye
It's
fades.
bleeding a little bit.
The eye fades away,
Your finger?
leaving behind everything just as you found it when you walked up.
That was
Well, that was a foul out of
remarkably
nothing.
unpleasant.
That was severely unproductive. All right, who's up?
Have you tried smashing the door open yet? That's seems to be the first on our list of things we can do.
As much as I would enjoy such a thing, I don't think smashing doors is the answer.
Excuse me?
I know, maybe that thing unnerved me a bit.
Yeah, whoa, what? Did, I'm
What's
not
that?
comfortable right now. Who are you?
I said
What
I
do you-
don't
what do you
think it involves destroying doors. It
What's
might still.
What's up, Illyria? What do you think about all this? What's your approach here?
Does it seem that I could unpeg one of the hearts and put it back in said man's chest in the plaque thing?
You couldn't put it back in his chest, but you can pull out different parts and put their pegs back into the places where the other ones were. You're completely right, but you can peg it back in. So the pegs that latch them into place are longish. Like they're not like little stubby things just to superficially keep them in. Like they go in like an inch and a half.
Can I swap the devil and the minstrel's heart and the sun?
Yes, you may.
I'm going for the literal translation.
All right. They go in, and the lock of the door clicks. And the plaque, the brass plaque. Oh, gee, I should not have zoomed in on that. Falls off. I zoomed in on Illyria's weird ass painted face. And the brass falls off. The runes begin to glow, and the dragons hiss and swirl. The door opens and sand pours out in front of you, as well as little what's the word? Urns. Containing, who knows what. They don't break. Little clay urns from time immemorial, but they all fall into like sand, so they're not broken.
I would say open it, but magic urns falling out of a doorway seems like things you should keep closed.
Yeah, they're wee tiny
Wow.
urns. Like they're the size of you. They're like a little bigger than your fist.
Stupid urns.
Here, you check it, Illyria.
You're the one who can literally check magic.
Oh, yeah, I guess I will.
Can he?
Again, I can check to see if it's magic. It might, but I don't know if it's good magic or bad magic.
So is this like?
How can you check if what?
Do an Arcana check to see if they're magic.
That kind.
I mean,
an 18.
I'm not sure. Wait a second. I'm not sure that applies, dude. I'm pretty sure these are just vanilla clay pots.
Okay.
I think you need to have sense. I think you need to have sense magic for that one, my dog.
All right. I was just seeing to see if they had any inscriptions on them or anything that were warding to keep things in. Or
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm correct about
Dragon Ball-esque, holding Piccolo in a rice cooker type stuff.
Yeah.
Don't want to open up things unless I know, there's not a demon waiting.
I'm gonna walk up to the damn door and check it the fuck out.
Okay, so you sort of walk up to the opening. There's some sand and some clay pots at your feet. They're sealed.
I'm gonna make sure not to break the damn pots.
Okay, in front of you are stacked thick more clay pots and sand that hasn't poured out yet. The stupa.
Start digging.
Yeah, I guess I'll just start moving stuff out of the way.
Okay, so inside of this door, inside of this chamber, it seems that there are stairs going down. The clay pots are stacked up on those as well. It doesn't go like way down. This is not a huge structure, but basically to inform, the way this goes is you have smallish stacked urns and layered sand. So basically there's a layer of sand that has they're small, and it's packed into this stupa's chamber, the chamber that you're trying to get into. Yeah, basically that's what it is. So you'd have to meticulously move pots out of the way to get further in. And as far as you can tell, the thing is just filled with sand and more clay pots.
And there's no way through other than digging.
Can I?
There's no way in other than digging. Out of curiosity, does the crowd here know what a stupa is? If I say stupa.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not offhand.
Okay, so that's like you have a little dome, a little structure, and you put prayers in it, like usually in like a little box or in a little clay pan. And it's meant to be like a force of positive energy. It's sort of a Buddhist type of thing. They have a bunch of them in India and across Asia. That's what a stupa is in real life. So basically the way this is described to you is sort of a stupa that emanates dark energy. So I don't know if that contextualizes this for you or not. It's not a huge building, it's a smallish one.
Don't smash the clay pots is what I'm hearing.
Can I try and pick up one of the pots and throw it like far away to see what happens when it breaks?
I take shelter behind a wall.
You take shelter.
Like chuck it literally as far away as I can, but just watch where it
towards
lands.
the village. Not towards the village.
You stand next to. Okay, you hide behind one of the writhing brass dragon things. Okay. Which are moving, by the way. I know I said that in passing, but the brass dragon heads are flailing around. They're not like attacking you. They're just moving. You throw it. Roll a d20.
I'm not quite sure. I'm very terrified why I'm rolling this d20
God,
for.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm not completely sure what I'm gonna do. It's gonna depend on what you're gonna roll, dude.
I got a natural 20.
That's great.
Okay, you got a natural 20. It breaks open. Inside is a tiny notebook and a little bracelet made out of like little bone decoration type stuff, you know.
Huh.
Not what I expected, to be honest.
Do it again.
Do it again.
You gotta throw another one.
Really?
Yep.
How many bones do I have to... Go ahead.
Should we check what's in the pot first? Like, go and actually...
It's all the way over there. You
throw
threw
another
it.
one. Throw another one.
It's all the way over there. You threw it.
We're throwing
across the
another
field.
one.
Yeah.
I got a natural 1.
Okay.
I went from a natural 20 to a natural 1. That might be the greatest thing.
Oh god, the silence.
Is he still here?
Yeah, he's still here. He's thinking.
Yeah.
You've offended him.
Something inside of it also seems to break, and a dark, tall, twisted figure rises from the rises from the sort of the shell of the pot, and lets out a scream, like a human scream, like ah! like
Okay,
you
I'm out.
you just had coffee just poured on your dick. Like that's what the kind of scream it is.
Is it staying there, or is it screaming and then dissipating?
It's not dissipating. Though it's a vague shape. It's a vague shape. It's not like real. It's ethereal. It's sort of like screams and flails a little bit with a human voice, and then starts looking around, trying to get its bearings.
I'm gonna start scooting my way towards the door downstairs in case I gotta try and just start running through sand.
You saying you're trying to like squeeze yourself further into the stupa. You realize that might make you break more pots, right?
That's fine. I want away from that thing.
Alright, you sort of like duck into like the hollow space and sit on top of some clay pots and stuff. You don't break
wait for it to do something. I'll just wait there for a second.
It sort of looks
hide
down.
Myself in the darkness.
It looks down at it. It looks down at its arms. Looks up. Sees you guys, and then sees the black structure before. It sort of arms down at its side and starts stomping towards the group and the structure.
I draw my sword and move to intercept it. Position myself in between.
Another pot at it.
No.
Okay. Okay, so it moves towards you, and sort of it moves to pivot around you, Mike Rob, like to go around you, like just like it comes up to you.
I move to block it, but I don't attack or act aggressively. I'm just in its way.
All right, it gives you a snatch. It snatches you. Roll a thing. You can like try and wrestle the shit out of it, or you could try and dodge it, I guess.
I tried to dodge out of the way so that it doesn't grab me.
All right, roll that.
Acrobatics.
That works.
All right.
It's just a dex save, like if someone threw a spell at you or whatever. Acrobatics.
Okay,
is
a dex
accurate.
save and an acrobatics check are very different.
I know. And acrobatics works though.
Well, they're two different. They're not that
you're
different.
Evading it.
It's either a 9 or an 11. It's either a 9 or an 11, depending on whether that was a dex save or an acrobatics check.
Either one won't work, but it is an acrobatics. I'm assuming because it's what you.
Okay.
I'm okay with you saying, I just want to cartwheel away or some shit. That's fine. It grabs you, lifts you, and it gives you a wee toss, like a gingerly toss. You land with a flump on some odoriferous flowers. He marches on toward the stupa, sort of running the door and grasping at you, Sean. You wanna? I'm gonna go ahead and say, because you're like curled up in a pile of sand and that you can't acrobat away.
Is anyone watching us? I hope no one's watching. I checked the edges of the field.
No one you can see. Though,
okay, good.
Though the eerie presence
slightly
lingers.
Embarrassed right now.
Nope, no one's recording this, right?
Okay, Sean, you can do a vanilla dex and just try and squeeze past him and get out, or you could try and wrestle him. Either way, it's a tough save.
I'll just try and dex my way out.
All right, roll it, dude, and tell me what number you got.
I got a 10 plus 4 or whatever, so I got a 14.
Okay, he grasps you, lifts you over his head, screams, and kind of like throws you down immediately to his side, brutally, dealing. Hold on a second.
Technically, it's 16 since you're proficient in dex. I think, right? Wait.
My girlfriend called me. I got to dip.
All right, you gonna call back in or no?
On that note.
Yeah, on the note of me getting fucked.
So are you?
Have fun.
Are you out for the night, Sean, or are you going to be back in?
Probably.
Probably what?
Probably out for the night. It's also almost 10.
Oh, yeah. Well, feel free to dip back in if you want to. We're here all night.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, Sean is unconscious. Oh, his poor head. That's perfect timing, actually. How does this keep fucking happening when he wants to quit on us? Okay. So he does that. Sean's unconscious. He sort of wades in a little bit, breaks some pots, grasps the sides of the door, and starts tearing chunks out of the obsidian. Every time he does it, there's a little crackle of energy, and sort of a groaning sound comes from the building, like an animal groaning. All right, you guys are up.
I move away from the building and I observe.
How far away from the building do you move?
As far as I can while still having a good view of the figure.
All right, you duck to just outside of the tree line and sort of just like peek out from behind a tree. Okay, Dad Frank, right next to you, Illyria on the ground.
Yeah. Right, I forgot about her.
Crazy black figure, literally tearing chunks out of the indestructible, what's it called? Like obsidian enchanted shit, and breaking pots and like just smashing shit.
I say, hey, you stop that. Stop that right meow.
He dives even deeper in. Magical energies begin to sort of coalesce within the structure and sort of spark out from the structure as he tears chunks out of the wall, wades through the sand like it was, just some fog, and just starts just destroying shit.
I yell over to Val. This is what we want, isn't it? We were here to destroy the thing. Just let it do its job.
I mean, I guess, but isn't it a shade or something? Like,
yeah, that's destroying the thing.
I mean, it was a bad spirit, right? It was in a jar filled with bad energies, right?
As you have your petty bickering in the middle of this crisis, more cries issue from within the stupa, and more destruction happens. The glowing eldritch forces sort of intensify. Electrical sparks just go off of the building, and it begins to collapse inwards.
Grab Illyria and run.
Yeah, that sounds like a good option.
I would have, but I forgot about her. I choose to blame my temporary madness.
Okay, I pick her up and we hoof it.
All right, you run away. As you do so, the energies, the specters all sort of come to a head. The building collapses in, and there's a poof. There's some dust from inside the building, sand, mixed with petals and pollen from the flowers that sort of fragmentize the field. The air is now thick with sort of a musky, like dustiness sort of going on, and the smell of sand mixed with the smell of these strongly fragrant flowers. The rubble in front of you remains when, to your horror, pieces of the building begin sort of shifting and forming together, and shapes, not quite humanoid shapes, just sort of shapes made out of bits of cloth and just the stuff that was inside and made of the outside, rise from the rubble. No more the flailing brass dragons in the shades. Now these beings of cloth and stuff. There was a lot of ands. I apologize.
Gotcha. Are these good things?
Probably not.
Your adventurous intuition tells you that might not be the case.
I don't know how shall we proceed, Aravel?
Do you happen to have any torches on you? I don't, because dark vision.
I got firebolt. I can break.
That's similar to a torch.
I can break a branch off of this tree and light it on fire.
Less effective. I mean, I'm comfortable continuing to observe and intervening if we need to. I don't want to. I don't want to get near creepy, scary magic while it's doing creepy, scary stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna cast Cloud of Daggers, but I was unsure how effective it would be on shapes.
I suspect it might be slightly outclassed by what we're seeing here on the level of scary magics.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me quickly get some numbers. I apologize.
I apologize for nothing. It's the secret of my success.
Yes.
It's clicked.